I'll go. Oh, welcome, Karen, to Art Partners Australia next exhibition, your first solo exhibition.
Yes.
And it's been so well received. It opened 2 weeks ago, and the name of the exhibition, Nature Up Close, and certainly the name of the exhibition relates very much to your exquisite artwork, because it does need to be viewed up close to really see the detail in each of your works. So why do you do what you do?
Primarily for relaxation and enjoyment. The fact that other people like my work is the bonus. It's a switch off for me from my busy life. So yeah, once I get into an artwork, hours can just go, and it's very, very much like meditation.
Form of relaxation.
Yeah, definitely.
What does art mean to you? I mean, that's a little bit of a similar question, but
Yeah, well, like different people, art means different things to them. To me, it's a visual way of telling a story without words. So, and that story can be from my perspective, or it can actually be from the viewer's perspective. So they might bring a different story to what I've actually produced compared to what I was intending initially.
yeah, I know the comments that have been amazing when people have viewed your work up close and realised, well, these 2 works behind are actual points, pointillism dots.
Yes, not a single line other than my signature on the paperwork there. The distance between the dots that gives its form and tone.
The density.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
What role does the artist have in society, do you think?
I think there's many roles. Some artists set out to make political statements or social statements. I bet there's a bit going on at the moment with COVID, yes, whether it be street art or formalised art. They also tell a story as well. Like I have a small story to tell, some have a grander story to tell.
Yes.
They're like historians, really, in a visual sense.
You're capturing the moment, the time,
Yeah,
the place.
I think when you look back at art through history, you can see what is going on in the world or in that person's life at that moment in time. So,
your exhibition here today, you've used various mediums, acrylic on canvas, ink on cartridge paper, coloured pencil, graphite. What's your preferred medium? Or what do you get, I suppose, the most enjoyment?
probably the most enjoyment I get is from the coloured pencil.
Right.
Coloured pencil over the years has always been in people's minds as something that children use.
Yes.
And I actually get a great deal of pleasure from making people look twice when I say it's coloured pencil. It really does give me a real sense of satisfaction. Having said that, I do like graphite as well. You don't need as many things, it's portable, so I can go and sit in the park or by the river. Or
It's 2 colour too, isn't it? With
Yeah,
your
that's
background
right.
paper
Yeah, that's
and your
right.
graphite versus your colour.
That's
It's a whole
right,
different
yeah.
thing.
So with graphite, to give the 3D look, it's down to pressure on the paper
Yes.
and how you lay it down, whereas coloured pencil is layers of coloured pencil.
You work, or you've run your own business with your husband for numerous years, and this is a switch off for you when you go home after a busy day. Some of us go home and have a glass of wine.
I do that too.
That's good to hear.
That's where I come up with my best ideas.
Relaxed,
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
How have you developed your arts career, and how long has that career been? Has that been a 2-year, 3-year?
I think in more recent years it's probably been 3 to 4 years.
Right.
But as far as art goes, I have been doing it all my life in
At
various
school?
ways. I did do art at high school, only to year 10. And then I was thinking of becoming a commercial artist back in the days before computers, where things were done by hand.
Right.
That didn't quite pan out, didn't go down that path. So then of course family comes along, and there's always art to do with kids and things. And then I started doing paintings for people, family members,
Right.
and little commissions here and there. And I never had the time to actually really sit down and do it thoroughly.
That's a
until the
confidence
last few
thing
years.
too, isn't it, to do a commission?
It is, yeah, and to try and work out what somebody is after.
Yes.
It can be a little bit daunting, doing a commission.
Because really the art, you're creating the art piece, it should be about the way you want to create it, not what someone wants you to do.
Yeah.
That's a lot of artists struggle with commissions for that reason, that at the end of the commission the client is not necessarily happy and not expecting that, but at the end of the day, if someone's going to commission an artist, I think it's the artist's interpretation and the brief that they receive that's the way it should be. Unless it's completely the opposite to the brief, then it's understandable. How has your art progressed, I suppose, from, say, year 10 when you finished doing it at school to today? This is your first solo exhibition, and the comments that has been received for your first solo, you've got a pretty healthy arts career ahead of you.
Yeah, I think what has happened is it's become more refined. I think I've always liked detail, and in the past I copied people's work a lot of the time. I think that's how artists learn, is through copying. And then in recent years it was like, no, I was feeling a bit dissatisfied copying stuff, so I decided to take my own reference photos, go out and I'd take a lousy photo, but the photo for me is only for the purpose of using it as a reference for and then playing with the compositions and things like that before I actually put it onto paper.
Yeah, so you don't actually reproduce that photograph, you use it as a bit of a guideline, and then go off on your own path, creative path on that.
That's right, yeah.
Do you participate in other workshops or paint with another artist out in the field, or do you prefer to work solo on your own?
I actually prefer to work solo, and I think probably because my work does involve a fair amount of concentration. But I have a group of friends that we get together every few weeks, pre-COVID, and we just bring whatever we're working on at the time, have a chat for 2 hours and work through our piece, or sometimes we don't even work on the piece, so we bounce ideas off of each other. I do seek out artists. I've learnt to seek out artists who work in the field
with that same medium.
With the same medium. So for instance, I'll seek out a coloured pencil artist and see what workshops are on offer and whether or not I want to go ahead. And I find that working with people who really know their work, they can help you go up to that next level. So there might be something again that's not quite right and you're just not sure technically how to resolve it. So having somebody who knows what they're doing, they can just look at it and instantly tell you, and it fixes just like that.
Always learning. I think like in life in general, you'll always learn something new every day.
That's right.
Well, hopefully we do.
I even came to a photography workshop here last year, and as I say, I can't take a photo to save myself, but I actually learnt a little bit more about colour and composition, which I can apply to my work.
Lighting, composition.
Yeah,
excellent. Well, Tony Nott will be very pleased to know that. He's the lighting guru. Finally, how would you describe your experience with your first solo exhibition?
Mixed. It's actually been a very positive experience. If you had asked me a month ago, I would have said I was very anxious. Did I have enough work? Was it going to cover the walls? Were people going to be happy with it? And was it going to look like a cohesive body of work when it was up on the wall? But with your expertise and your curation and your handling of all the nuts and bolts
of
the actual, you handled all the technical side, and I didn't have to worry about that. So once I got my first public speaking out of the way, I was a lot more relaxed about it. So I've actually really enjoyed it. It's been a really good experience, and yes, given me food for thought for the next one. So.
Yeah, definitely. It was certainly kept us food for thought. And already talking about when you can do your next exhibition. So with the works here, we've sold 10, I think, and 3 commissions. So that's extraordinary during COVID times. Limited groups because we abided by all regulation. We had 2 groups of 15 at different times for the opening.
And they've closed the border now too, so it's just made it more difficult, but people have found their way and come in. So.
It just goes to show that you have to think outside the square during these times, that we lock the front door, but we're still here for business and for people to come and view the art, but we just do it in a different way.
That's right,
But so anyway, I'd just like to thank you, Karen, for taking the time today to talk with us, and congratulations on an excellent exhibition.
Thank you. Thanks to
Okay.
Art Partners for their support. It's been fantastic.
Great.
So, great.
Excellent. Thank you.
I'd shake your hand, but we can't.
No, thanks very much.
All right. Thank you.